Welcome to the 10 o'clock news at 10 with Stanley Bunyan and Inka Phenomena. We welcome you to a special presentation of the present.
Hello, I am Stanley Bunyan.
And I'm Inka Phenomena.
And welcome to
the 10 o'clock news
at 10. Welcome again to the 10 o'clock news at 10. Our first story.
Why did the Cold War start?
Good question.
Was it a clash of interests? Even before World War II ended, the wartime alliance between the United States and the Soviet Union had begun to show signs of strain. President Roosevelt had hoped that a victory over the Axis and the creation of the United Nations would lead to a more peaceful world. Instead, the United States and the Soviet Union became increasingly hostile towards each other after the war. The hostilities between the U.S. and the Soviet Union led to an era of confrontation and competition between the two countries. This era became known as the Cold War.
In late June 1948, Soviet troops cut all road and traffic to West Berlin. The blockade provoked a crisis. President Truman sent long-range bombers with atomic weapons to bases in Britain. General Lucius Clay, the American commander in Germany, warned that if Berlin fell, West Germany would be next. The challenge was to keep Berlin alive without provoking war with the Soviets. Tough, very tough. Mm-hmm. And in June 1948, Truman finally ordered the Berlin airlift to begin. Now I'm fairly certain you want to learn what the Berlin airlift really was. Well, give you a little insight on this topic. For 11 months, cargo planes provided 2 million tons of supplies and helped Berliners with food, medicine, and coal. Stalin finally lifted the blockade on May 12th. The Berlin airlift became a symbol of American determination to stand by the divided city.
In other news, the Rosenbergs. Another sensational spy case centered around accusations that American communists had sold the secrets of the atomic bomb. Many people did not believe the Soviet Union could have produced an atomic bomb in 1949 without help. This belief intensified the hunt for spies. In 1950, the hunt led to Klaus Futte, a British scientist who admitted sending information to the Soviet Union. His testimony led to the FBI arrest of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Ethel, by mistake. A New York couple who were members of the Communist Party. The government charged them with heading the Soviet spy ring. The Rosenbergs denied the charges, but were condemned to death for espionage. Many people believed that they were not leaders or spies, but victims caught up in a wave of anti-communism frenzy. Appeals, public expressions of support, and pleas for clemency failed. However, the couple was executed in June 1953. I won't fight for this. There's nothing.
Here we are observing Sputnik launching and orbiting the Earth. Do not let the United States fall behind the Soviet Union in missile technology. Support the United States in the space race and the new development of NASA that is soon to follow.
It is my duty to place before you certain facts about the present position in Europe. From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent. Behind that line lie all the capitals of the ancient states of Central and Eastern Europe.
The HUAC, or the House of Un-American Committee, has been looking for subversive activities all over the country. They have been My God!
Very sorry, damn hooligans. It's all because of that Elvis Presley guy.
Anyway, the HUAC has been investigating espionage in the public. Noticed by the HUAC, Junior Senator Richard Nixon has been highly involved and has been a big representative. The Hollywood scene has been screened for communism, also known as blacklisting. Anyone involved in the Hollywood industry is now being given a bad name due to the investigations. More info on this investigation is to follow.
Thanks, Stanley. In other news, the establishment of NATO. The Berlin blockade showed that the Soviets meant serious business. The public and Congress began supporting military alliance with Western Europe. In April 1949, an agreement was reached to create the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also known as NATO. It was a mutual defense alliance. This consisted of the US, Canada, Britain, France, Italy, Belgium, Denmark, Norway, Portugal, the Netherlands, Iceland, and Luxembourg. NATO members agreed to come to the aid of any member who was attacked. 6 years after the creation of NATO, US and allies agreed to allow West Germany to rearm and join NATO. Soviets, alarmed, responded by organizing a military alliance with Eastern Europe known as the Warsaw Pact. In response to this, America created the Organization of American States, or OAS, in 1948. And in 1954, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, also known as CETO, was created. Now Mac with the weather.
It's gonna rain! Thanks, Mac.
In other news, Alger Hiss, a government official named by Whittaker Chambers, has been convicted of being a communist spy. When Whittaker testified against Hiss, he claimed that Hiss had given him secret documents from the State Department. Hiss denied the allegations and ever having known Chambers. Richard Nixon convinced colleagues to continue hearings to see who was really lying. After continuation, Hiss said that he had met Chambers in the 1930s. Hiss then sued Chambers, claiming his accusations were unfounded and malicious. Chambers produced copies of secret documents he had hid in a pumpkin on his farm, proving Chambers was telling the truth. Hiss was convicted of perjury and lying under oath.
Alger Hiss. I like that. Anyway, what is the CIA? More on this to follow.
Now, short commercial break.
Hello, son.
Mohammed? No, but I have something just as good.
Water. It's refreshing.
Now, son, there's no need to go through the trash anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, now the